Heyo, welcome to Omni Dog's Vault, where I am Omni Dog, and I have the great pleasure of having Ødfel with me tonight. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I was just remarking to Ødfel how long it had been since I've seen her. She had short hair the last time I saw her, and yeah, now it's longer. I think maybe we've missed some previews together and some evergreens together. So it must have been like
Yeah,
last summer or something since I've seen you.
I think so. I disappeared from Near Mint for long enough that people apparently had questions, so
Yeah.
I vanished there for a minute.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that you're okay and everything's fine. Um, Thank you to James for the great thumbnail. Um, do we think, here's Bunk, do we think we'll get to see Jess's famous Wonder Woman cosplay on screen? Thank you for asking. This is not something you really want to see, Oatville, but okay. We'll definitely show it because I found it on my phone. So I, and I'll explain why. Here's Harvey. What up? Sasmer, Labruski, Rami, Batkato, who is totally freezing. I know where he lives. He's freezing. Hey, Kane, Logan Wayne. Yes, this is, it's taken me a while to, because Oatville is incredibly busy.
Yeah, I travel a lot. I feel like we kept just missing our like availabilities there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's why when you said you could do a random weeknight, I said, okay, let's just grab this. So let's just do this Tuesday night before you disappear on some other convention thing again. You know what I meant to ask in the green room because this is unprofessional of me, but I'll ask. What was the what was the big X event you went to like last September or October?
Yeah, so that is uncanny experience. It
Uncanny
was
experience.
incredible, absolutely incredible. I could go on and on. Like it was so fun to get to do.
Okay, so like for those of you who don't know, Oatfel's a professional cosplayer, meaning she makes her living at it, which is amazing. So what is the uncanny experience, and how did you get invited? What's going on? Um, what is the experience first of all?
So yeah, it's really I think it's really special as someone who does. I think I did like 20 plus conventions last year. It
Well,
was really refreshing because instead of being a normal con, it's like part convention, part like immersive experience. So usually when I'm brought on as a guest, it's to like do panels or like have a table or judge the costume contest. But here I was brought on more like a like something akin to like a Disney cast member. So they knew they wanted to bring me on, and they had a couple characters in mind that they were like, which one of these would you want to like play? And then for the weekend, like you will be that character. You will help. Like we had a scavenger hunt, and I was Madeline Pryor. So like one of the prompts was like you had to find a telepath for one of the clues. So they had to find me, and I had like a little black light, and I would like reveal the clues. And so we had like in character panels. There was like a Hellfire show in the evening for adults. That was also like a theater performance. Um, really cool to get to just like be vaguely in character and kind of be more in an acting role than like a normal convention guesting role. But the venue's gorgeous. It feels like Xavier's Mansion, and it was just really cool. It was awesome.
so so you really had to know. I know you're a big X-Men fan, so you really had to know your characters to be able to play them. You know, Madeline Pryor is much different than like Emma and
Yeah.
Magic and stuff. So you would have to you'd really have to know how they would act, and they would have you act in character.
Yeah, I would like interact with guests in character. Um, like if people were cosplaying Jean, I would kind of be a little bit like salty with them and a little bit sassy with them and be like, oh well, I don't know about that. But the official cast Jean was also one of my friends, so we had really good banter throughout the weekend.
While
And
you were
it was
Madeline
really fun.
Pryor.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because since we were friends, we were comfortable kind of going in on each other, so we would like bicker back and forth, and like it was very fun.
Did you guys have a Cyclops you could fight over?
We did. We also had an Emma, so he was having a
Oh,
miserable time.
oh wow, that is so cool. And so there are obviously male cosplayers, and so was this Cyclops somebody you were familiar with?
I hadn't met him until this event, but he was great. I think I knew about like a quarter of the cast going in, because the X-Men community is like both niche and massive at the same time. And a lot of the cosplayers were also Minnesota locals, so it's just a region that I don't usually go to cons at either. But they got some really cool people.
Oh, it's always held in Minnesota?
It is. This year I think it's in July though, mid early July.
Oh, that's what Bacato said. That's here in Minnesota. Okay. The Uncanny Experience. I'm going to have to check that out. Hey, Richard, how's it going? I desperately want to go to Uncanny Experience. It's truly an X-head's dream.
It was really, really cool. It was fun because we had a handful of villains too. So like it wasn't just me. And it was fun getting to just kind of, I don't know, interact with people and watch them like live out their little X-Men OCs, or some people were like also cosplaying and like interacting as like named characters. Like it was really neat. We had pep rallies.
You had pep rallies?
Yeah.
That's an X-Men?
I crashed the Xavier pep rally with I think Sabretooth and Magneto, and we like tried to sabotage it. It was really fun.
Oh, that's hilarious. So about how many people attended that?
I'm such a bad judge of numbers because it's over 3 floors. So it's hard to like quantify in my head, but I'd say at least a couple hundred. Like it's still an intimate event, but I want to say at least a couple hundred. Like it was, I don't know. I don't want to undersell them if it's like thousands, but it's hard to tell when it's separated.
Yeah. So it's still intimate and not overwhelming, like with 2,000 people that are trying to get your attention.
Yeah. Because it's in like a mansion.
It's held in a mansion every year?
Mm-hmm.
And they transform it into Xavier's mansion?
It's really, really cool. We even have a Morlock tunnel. It's really cool.
Are there Morlocks in it?
Yeah, we had, I think, 3 Morlock cast members, if I remember correctly.
What? How did you access the Morlock tunnel? Was there like a sewer grate that you had to pop off?
It was like back this little like alleyway back entrance, and then they transformed like the shipping bay into like a fake sewer with like, they had like a burning barrel and a bunch of like punk records scattered everywhere, and it was really cute. It was cool.
Wow. That sounds really amazing.
It was really, really cool. Honestly, like, if you're either like not super big on cons, but you want to go to a fan experience, or you're kind of burnt out on cons, like it's so different and fun from the normal, like, I don't know, box con.
Yeah. 2 across 106. Looks like you went. UX was an amazing event. Hondo has met you. I had the pleasure of meeting Ødfel at C2E2. We were at a pizza joint bar with very fine condition. You noticed my Depeche Mode tattoo.
I remember you because of the Depeche Mode tattoo.
Awesome. Really cool bunch of community members. Yeah, Hondo's a good guy. Javi, what up? Yeah, she was.
Yes. I have to be kind of tight-lipped about what I'm doing this year, but I think I'm allowed to at least say I'm going to be back. I just don't think I'm allowed to say when I'm doing it.
Okay. July 12th, 13th. That's a better time to be in Minnesota than right now. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel Bab, nice to see you. This is a fair question. I gotta ask Ødfel, how many people hit her up, blamed her when the Phoenix Volume 3 was announced?
I actually am disappointed at how few people. I feel like I got a lot of like funny interactions about the Phoenix Omnibus at C2, but after that, and like around the announcement of 3, I got nothing. And I'm like, you
That's
guys
just
gotta sass me on this more. Let it be my legacy.
yeah. Did you see the little Phoenix display I have uh, up on my bookshelf? Um, I'll have to let me disconnect here for a sec from my. I posted it. I don't think you were on in the very fine condition chat at the time, but Omar got mad at me for it. It's part of the problem, and I said no. Let's see
Oh my
where.
god, yes. Look at that. 10 out of 10.
Right
Heck yeah.
there we go. And
All of my Phoenix stuff is always out of view because I have it on like the top shelf, so it's just always like you can never see it.
yeah, I had to find the room for that.
Let me see if I can.
How I'm going to work. Oh, okay.
There's mine. Some of them fell over. I need to fix them. But that's my little.
Did you already got this one? I got this for Christmas.
Oh, that one's nice. I have the red one they dropped a couple years ago, but I haven't gotten the new green one yet. I really like the head sculpt they put in with it. And the bird too, like that's nice.
Right?
That's nice.
And when I say I got it for Christmas, I bought it myself and handed it to my wife and said, "Give this to me for Christmas, please." And she goes, "Okay." And
10 out of 10.
And I forgot about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, awesome."
That's always the best though when you totally forget that you've done something and you're like, "Wait, oh my god."
Yeah.
It worked out.
And that's me all the time because I don't want to send her to Big Bad Toy Store and buy this thing and stuff. She's not going to be able to hide the box when it comes in anyway. So I might as well just get it myself and hand it to her.
Yeah.
James has a question. When you cosplay a character, do you research that character background, like watch anime, read comics, video games?
Most of the time, yes. Usually, if I'm cosplaying something, it's because I already have some type of investment in that character. The only time I really don't is when I'm filling out a group. Like if my friends have asked me to like be part of a group, and sometimes maybe I haven't really like heard of it, but if I like a design and I want to be part of the group, I'll do it. Like when we went out to Desert Springs last year to do the big High Noon League of Legends group. I haven't played League in like probably a decade. But I remember liking Katarina. I don't know the most about her, but I still had to do a lot of research to make the costume. But there are definitely times where I don't know much about the character, but more often than not, if I'm building the cosplay, it's because I super enjoy the character. I really love the character. But there are those flukes where a friend is like, we just need one more person. And I'm like, okay.
James said he pulled the thumbnail that he did from League of Legends, and that's your character.
Yeah.
Okay. I did watch Arcane both seasons, and I loved it, but I have no idea about League of Legends. Is that a board game or a video game?
It's like a top-down competitive MMO.
Oh, okay.
It was decently fun. I just don't have a competitive drive in me when it comes to video games specifically. Like I'm competitive in my own ways, but like I tend to like single player games for the most part. So I played a little in college, but yeah, it's like a esports type game. The Noxus stuff they've been dropping for the new Arcane will have Katarina in it though. So that's exciting.
Okay. Hey, here's Jewish Dragons. Good to see you. Happy for the people excited for Phoenix Omnibus Volume 3. I'm gonna at this point I'll get the whole set. Why not? I'm already in. Dang, if I had known nobody contacted you about the Omnibus Ødfel, I would have done so on Blue Sky, but I figured that you had already been swamped and didn't want to add on.
No, you were totally fine. I always like interacting with people that are like from either near mint or like other little spheres of the internet I'm on, because I get so many comments about like cosplay all the time that I do like seeing when people want to say something from like one of the weird other things I've like done, because I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah, and um, I I can't remember if I've already said it, but this is like your career. This so
Hmm.
you actually are like a professional cosplayer. So do you I'll let me start at the beginning. Do you make all your own costumes? Most of them? Some of them?
So the unfortunate thing about becoming a full-time cosplayer is the demand of what you're expected to put out, at least in my experience, is kind of more than you're able to sit and make. So I don't make as many of my costumes as I used to. I still sit down and I make like at least 2 or 3 big builds a year, or at least decent builds from scratch a year. Um, but I do also have to like buy costumes to keep up with like things that are coming out, or to have a new costume for a certain event that might need like a certain character. Because I have had cons, like there was one where all the Ruby voice actors were going to be there, so I had to like whip out a Ruby cosplay, and I'm like, there's no way I can make that in like that small of a time window. Um, so I would say like I went from probably like 80/20 to like 60/40 make to buy. Like I buy like 40% now. I do a lot of buying and altering too because it saves time.
Yeah.
But I do still like to do like a couple builds from scratch per year just because I enjoy the crafting process.
Hmm.
It's just kind of hard to keep up. Like social media is fast nowadays. So
Oh, I just following you is a major effort. I've got yeah, I follow you and I'm like, whoa, I've been gone 2 days and she's already got 6 things up. Um, I'm gonna backtrack here, but you did something last year that I thought was really cool, and you do all your own editing and everything of all your videos.
yeah.
Because I feel like there was like a Ren Fair compilation where you'd be standing against the wall, and then some hopefully chivalrous knight would take you by the hand.
Yeah.
What made what? How, I don't remember if it felt like there were 6 of those instances, but how does that come about?
So there was a decent bit. I was looking through like audios and stuff on TikTok, trying to find something I could use for each weekend of Ren Fair, because I get a season pass every year, and I'm like, I want to do a cute video with my friends with each of my Ren Fair looks, because I don't really make content at Ren Fair very much. I like to just have fun at Ren Fair. It's kind of like, it's not really vacation season, but it kind of is. Like it's my time to just dress up and not be in work brain. But
Hmm.
I wanted to do something to like document all my cute outfits. So I saw someone do a similar transition on their trip to London, where each time they did it, it was like them and their partner at a different like iconic location in London. And I was like, I could probably do that, but each weekend of Ren Fair, and then I got a different one of my friends every weekend, so that way, like each of them got a little spotlight too. Um, and I love doing stuff like that, because then at the end of the season I get to like look back on all the fun memories, and I get really sappy. Same with my year end videos. Like sometimes you're so busy it's hard to remember like all the cute things, but I really enjoy getting to do ones like that.
Okay. This is good. You're gonna have to put up with me because there's a lot of stuff I don't know. There's I thought Ren Fair was like one weekend somewhere. Where so you have a pass and Ren Fair goes on for like a long time wherever that is, and you
Yeah,
can go
so
every weekend.
I everywhere's a little bit different. Like my Ren Fair season in Ohio is September to well, essentially Labor Day to Halloween is Ohio Ren Fair season.
Oh,
Um, so that's the one I get season passes for. But I know like there's one in Michigan that I think is right before it. Georgia's is in like April. There's one in Maryland I go to that is I think a month earlier and then through September. They all kind of just are scattered. Um, But yeah, each one has like a different season, but ours is 2 months. So I just get a season pass because it's only a couple hours away from me. So might as well.
So, I mean, you've really got to be into Ren Fair. I guess part of the fun is dressing up, and then because my wife and daughter and I actually went to the Maryland Ren Fair one year, and it was fun, but uh, I was like, the only thing I didn't like about it was the outhouses seemed really medieval to me. I wasn't happy with the porta johns. I was like, everything else
Yeah.
was cool, but that part didn't do it for me. But I can see how if you're really into that kind of role play, um, that's sort of a stage for you to just sort of as you said, like decompress and just walk around with your different set of friends and really just enjoy the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like I really like tavern music. So a lot of times my friends and I will just like sit and listen to music and we'll like go watch like the jousts and the night fights and it's I don't know. I really like it. I also really like fantasy stuff though.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice cozy fall activity when things start to wind down.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Here's Booster Green. What up? All of Ødfel's links. Oh, I don't think I put Blue Sky in
Oh,
there.
thank you. I'm
Um,
still trying to get better about using it. I'm so sorry that I'm inactive there, but I'm
Same
trying.
here. Ødfel's, let's see, her YouTube, her TikTok, and her Instagram links are all in my description down below. You can click and go to any of those three. And here's her Blue Sky. Thank you, James. And then we had a couple of questions. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, um, before I get to the questions, so how you you said you go to about 20 cons a year?
Something like that. I did a
Yeah.
lot last year.
Yeah. And so what enables you to do this for a living then?
So I think it's probably at least somewhat the same for any internet creator. But specifically for cosplayers, you kind of have to be a jack of all trades. I'm sure there are ways to get all of the money you need from one source, but I do not. So for me, like I like to go to certain cons because I want to, but then I also try and guest at certain cons because they'll let me have a table where I can sell prints. And like that's an outlet where I can make money for a weekend is going and selling like prints and stickers and all that kind of stuff. I do streaming. I stream video games, so I get money from Twitch for that. And then I kind of have a small presence on like a handful of different platforms there. um, I don't usually do commissions unless they're for close friends, but people also do commissions for like making costumes for people.
Oh, okay.
But it's a little bit of everything and a little bit of just having a finger in every pie, honestly. Like it's adapting, especially when new platforms come out. Like January has been a lot of adapting, but it's a lot of everything, kind of.
And do you get will a con sponsor you to come to their con or
If I'm a guest, yes. So if you
okay.
see, I don't want to say all the time because it's kind of like something that cosplayers are trying to vie for more. But a lot of times, if you see a cosplay guest, they are like flown out and put up in a hotel,
Oh,
and then they also get like their table. So that way, you're at least
okay.
starting the weekend at like zero. You don't have to like buy your own hotel and then make back that money. Like cons should be in most cases paying for
Yeah.
the cosplay guests to come out.
And are do you have it there's not is there any rivalry at all between cosplayers
I mean,
or
I feel like sometimes, but I feel like that's just kind of natural. But a lot of the people I've interacted with are some of the nicest people,
well that's
and I've never
okay
really
good.
had any like major scuffles or bad experiences. But I do know there is like tension sometimes. Like you get that many people that are all internet personalities together. There's bound to be. But for the most part, most of my convention experiences are pretty drama free, and I've made
good.
really cool friends guesting at cons because I get to go to states that I wouldn't normally get to.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine anybody having drama with you. You seem like just a very easygoing person from what I've seen of you. Of course, I've only seen you on the very fine condition things, but I've talked to you afterwards before, and you're genuinely having fun with what you want to do, and you're not so you don't have like sharp elbows, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, like a lot of the people in the community are really good about building each other up. Like I had a cosplayer at one event come by and be like, "Next con, raise your prices. You should be making way more than that. Like, don't have your prices that low." Like a lot of people like want to build each other up and want to see everyone succeed because like we're forging a job that didn't really exist 10 years ago.
yeah,
We're all trying to build each other up so we can like do bigger and better things.
that's
So
great. Good. That's great to hear. I'm really happy to hear that. Richard has a question, mostly for Ødfel. What's your top Phoenix Jean Grey moment?
That's so hard, actually.
My top Phoenix moment was when Phoenix Volume 1 won the Evergreen and made Omar blow his stack. That's my favorite Phoenix moment. So
Did I tell you that Lars brought the Phoenix Omnibus to the panel?
in Chicago,
He had us all sign it.
what did Omar say?
He he really didn't want to sign. He's like, "No, I'm not signing that." And he's like, "Come on, everyone else did," and like peer pressured into it. But Omar was like, "Absolutely not." It was so funny. I loved it.
Yeah, that's my top moment. Well, I don't know if I can think of my favorite Jean Grey moment because I've been more of a modern, and by modern X-Men reader, I think I'm more from 2010 on. So I know her early Phoenix stuff happened during the Claremont run, I guess, and so I haven't really read all that much Jean Grey. It's kind of been it hasn't been her own moment. It's like shared moments with like Cyclops or Wolverine or somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I can name my own real Jean Grey moment, even though I have like 18 action figures of her.
I have a couple. She's one of my favorite characters, but she also so rarely has moments to herself. But I really like the Blue Side of the Moon issue during Dark Phoenix Saga. Dark Phoenix Saga in general, I mean, it's a classic. But Blue Side of the Moon is very cute. Love Jean and Scott moments. And I also really, really liked the miniseries they did when Teen Jean was studying with Emma Frost from like the newer stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That I thought was a phenomenal character piece where they like dove into her psyche, and it was one of the more interesting things they've done with her in such a long time, I feel like.
Yeah, I know I'm in the minority, but I like the Bendis X-Men stuff because it focused a lot on Emma, and Emma and Magic are like my two favorite characters. For those of you who are wondering if I'm going to show any of Ødfel's cosplay, the answer is yes. She sent me a ton of pictures, which was great. So I will definitely be showing. She shows up as like multiple X characters, which is good because if you do like a Final Fantasy VII character, I'm not going to know it. And same with League of Legends and anything else. But I did understand all the X-Men ones.
I love that Bendis run, though. I'm with you.
You like? I'm sorry.
I love that Bendis run as well.
Oh, like good. You and I are the only ones.
I've cosplayed so much from it because I love it, and everyone always like craps on it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had really a lot of fun with it, and the art was great, and the lettering was cool. The colors were great. I loved everything about it. Gary says, "Hello, Jez and Ovo. Will you be trying out Marvel Rivals character designs for cosplay at some point?"
None of them have really hit me yet. I like them like for a video game. Um, but looking through all the characters I normally gravitate towards cosplaying, none of them have designs I'm like super, ooh, I have to do this right now. About. I know like Jean and Emma aren't in there though, and those are also my weaknesses. But like Magic's is okay, but I kind of like the one from the comics a little better. And I did not like Scarlet Witches personally. Um, but I'm kind of keeping my eye on it because I haven't started playing Marvel Rivals yet, but I know like everyone's freaking out about it. So I'm kind of like keeping to the pulse of it to see if any characters I like get cool designs.
Yeah, the one that people are interested in getting me into is Midnight Suns because I can play as Magic, and I that sounds good to me. But I have a totally delusional stack, as Omar calls it, a delusional stack of video games that is like 5 years old at this point, and they're probably for the PS3, and I haven't. I'm leery of getting a new video game when I haven't even played my old games.
I am the same way because a lot of the games I like are very very long. So like I finished Final Fantasy Rebirth or remake. I always get Rebirth is the second one. I finished Rebirth and then I was like, okay, time to gear up for the new Dragon Age. And now like there's the Indiana Jones game and there's Marvel Rivals and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I I have my hands full already.
Yeah. Let's see. Richard, what was your absolute favorite cosplay and what was your most challenging cosplay you've done? Those are two good questions.
Those are two very good questions. I feel like my favorite cosplay changes constantly based on what I'm into, so that's always such a hard question. Um,
Oh, way to go, Richard. You asked a hard question.
well, it's so difficult, right? Because like
Yeah.
2 years ago, I would have been like, "Oh my god, Jean Grey is like my absolute favorite," and like even though I still have that costume, like there's other ones I really like now.
Yeah.
Um, I think right now my favorite might still be Sypha. I just really, really like that cosplay. It's comfy. I love Castlevania. Um, it's always just so fun to wear, and it's so easy to wear, which is not oftentimes the case with costumes. And it's pretty much PJs. So that might be my favorite right now.
PJs, that's good. And
Challenging.
yeah, your challenging one.
I've had so many be so challenging for different reasons. Like anytime I'm doing a full armor build, whether it's when I did like Kyogre or if I'm doing like armor is hard because you have restricted movement. That's really difficult to deal with. Um, like Batwoman was like sensory hell because I couldn't see very well.
Oh.
Because you have like the mesh over your eyes. Um, that one was really tricky. I needed a handler to help me like see because if lights hit the mesh, I was like almost blind.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Same with Starfire. If I wear my scaleras that are green, I
Oh,
need a
yeah.
handler because it's really really hard to see out of those too. Big props are hard. Like magic is really difficult. Like I have the sword over here still.
Oh, yeah.
I probably could just set it like that so you guys can see the sword.
Whoa,
Um,
whoa, look at the size of that. That's
yeah,
that's like her. Well, I see the outlines of it. Yeah.
yeah, because it's. I mean, like that's the edge of it. I don't know if you can see my hand.
Yeah. I
That's
can
the
see
edge of
where
it.
the edges are. Yeah.
So like props like that are kind of hard because even though they're kind of lightweight, like you carry it for a couple hours and you're feeling it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't do like crazy costumes to events anymore because I just know myself. But there are certainly ones where I'm like, this is for a shoot and not for a con because it's too difficult to
Oh,
wear.
yeah. Okay, so that's a good point. So there's shoots, and then you can sell prints of them, or shoots that are just for Instagram or TikTok, or both.
Yeah, so a lot of times, like I do, like I travel a lot. Sometimes it's for cons. Sometimes I just go to like destination shoots with friends, and like we'll pick a location. Like one I do every year is I go out into the snowy mountains and I do my snow photos for the year, and I shoot them a year in advance. So all those awesome snow photos I'm sharing now are from last February. But we go out and we get beautiful location shoots. Sometimes it's stuff that I can't really wear to cons, but it just looks really nice in a scenic place. It gives me content for the internet, and it gives me like options for physical prints that look a lot nicer than if I was just against like a convention wall. Because that's not really something people probably want to buy and have in their house. So it definitely allows me to like have more picturesque prints available. Like I did one in Palm Springs where my friend and I took Legend of Zelda characters to this really beautiful desert waterfall, and we shot. And like it's really fun getting to do location shoots because I like hiking too, so it kind of like it's a little bit of both.
And do you have a professional photographer with you for those?
Usually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually like a couple of them will be on the trip and we'll just steal one for a specific location and be like, all right, today we're doing this.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay. I don't know if the thumbnail you're dressed as Katarina. Do you have a favorite character from League of Legends or of Arcane? Have you watched Arcane?
I still haven't seen season 2. I really need to. But I loved season 1.
Yeah.
I love so many of the characters from Arcane. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. I really like Victor and I really like Caitlyn. From
Yeah.
League of Legends proper, I really like. I'm trying to think of like my top 3 because it's been a while since I played. I like Sivir. I like Katarina. And I like. Is her name LeBlanc? I think her name's LeBlanc. I don't know. She has like the black streaks. If you play League of Legends, you probably know who I'm talking about. It's been a while. I don't remember.
That reminds me when we talked about Starfire, and you put in the lenses. They're over your eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear contacts, so I don't know. Are those hard to get in? Are they uncomfortable?
The sclera's are really difficult to get in. Kind of easy to get out and like comfortable because you can't feel the edges since they're like under your eyelids. But getting them in is really difficult because they're like, I mean, they're like the size of your eye. So those ones are really difficult. My normal cosplay lenses are a lot easier to wear. Mileage may vary on if they're fatiguing or not. But yeah, scleras are kind of, you got to fight them a little bit.
And you need a handler for them because, as you said, the light can hit them and you're blinded.
At least the ones with no pupil. Yeah, because that one is like solid green. So there's no pupil.
Oh yeah, you're being led around that way. Then if you can't see, that's it's commitment.
Like, yeah, like if I don't have like a light directly in my eyes, I could probably see like 60%. It's like I'm looking through fog, kind of. But if light hits my eyes, it's like no. Now everything is green.
Logan, no, you're not stealing my questions. It's fine. The more questions we have, for the better. What is, well, we have a couple questions here. What is it about cosplay that first caught your eye and made you fall in love with it? Yeah, like how long have you been let's say how long have you been doing cosplay?
2025 is 10 years of cosplay for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've been cosplaying for quite a long time now. A little bit before that, technically, if you count like closet costumes on Tumblr, but really like going to conventions and cosplaying 10 years. I really like it because I kind of like the theater of like becoming characters you really enjoy. And also I'm a very like hands-on creative person, and I kind of like that I get to do like a little bit of painting and a little bit of sculpting and a little bit of like cool like contour makeup, and I get to like figure out the wig, and I get to like craft the prop, and like there's all kinds of like different art tasks you get to do at once to make something come together. And also just, I don't know, there's something about like embodying characters you really like that's just really special and really like you feel connected to the characters you really like. It's really cool to literally see yourself in them.
Yeah, once we get to your picks, I don't want to wait too long to show them. But there was one of Mystique. I was like, whoa, that is amazing. I mean, uh, I have many questions. that, that was a really cool one. And what's the best part or most special thing about it for you? What's the best part of cosplaying or special thing?
I would say interacting with people, honestly. It's a really nice way to meet people because it's literally like wearing the thing you like on you. So you can see someone and be like, you like that thing that I like. And it makes it really easy to like make friends. But also, like, sometimes you interact with people that aren't necessarily into cosplay, and sometimes that's really fun and special too. Like, when I cosplay Rapunzel, I get so many, like, cute and meaningful interactions with children that, like, you are that character.
Yeah.
And you're not breaking that illusion for them, so you are now that character. And, like, sometimes it's very, very special to just, like, watch someone light up, whether they're excited to see someone cosplaying the character or because, like, they're a child who thinks you're the character, but sometimes you just get really cool interactions. And I've gotten cool interactions with like the creators of the thing I'm cosplaying before too because of that.
Oh.
That have just been very special and very awesome. So yeah, just like I don't know, the interactions.
Yeah. This is a good time for me to tell everyone out there are rules when you see a cosplayer. One, let's see if I get this all right. Can't take a picture without asking. Two, no touching ever. Don't take a picture, no touching. I can't think of what else. What are some rules I missed? I know those
I
two
would
for
say
sure.
like the other one is like don't if you're like a grown adult, like don't treat the person like your character like their character in a way that is like harmful. Like I've seen people come up to people cosplaying characters that aren't well liked and just be very rude and I'm like,
Oh.
that's not the character. That's just the person wearing the costume. So that's the other thing is just like don't
Just
they're
be
not
courteous.
they're just people. Yeah, like they're
Yeah,
just hanging out.
just be nice and courteous. Yeah, all right, I'll remember that one. Uh, not that I would ever not be courteous to somebody. Although I did say something one time to a uh, she was in a Star Trek uniform that was red, and I said, "Oh, you're not going to last long, are you?" And she gave me this look, and I said, if she was with a blue suited Star Trek. I said, "Oh, perfect look. Is it okay if I take your picture?" And she gave me a picture. I said, "I was just kidding." And she said, "Yeah, it's fine." But
And
that's
that's one of
the
those things too where it's probably a look like that because like they've probably heard that so much. Like I have like there are
yeah,
certain costumes me and my friends will wear and we'll be like, this is gonna be the thing people come say. Let's count how many times.
yeah. It probably didn't help that I was like the first person she ran into at Baltimore Con or something. I'm like, "Oh, you're not gonna last long here." And I think I'm so funny. Um, Hey, Cage, how's it going? Uh, Wait, is Lars in here?
Wait, is Lars here? Did I speak his name and he just
Did
appeared?
you speak his name? And how's everybody seeing Lars all of a sudden? Rodimus, we missed you last night. We wanted to make sure on Omni Bros, we wanted to make sure you're okay. Good to see you in here. Good to see you in here. My favorite Jean Grey was during New X-Men by Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly. That's where I fell in love with Emma. And yes, I'm aware she's a fictional character, but I still fell in love with her. Ødfel equals canon Aerith. Okay, this is a big compliment. Who is Aerith?
She's this girl. I think one of the photos I sent you is of it, but she's
Oh,
one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. Okay. Yeah, I know that you do a lot of Final Fantasy. Aerith. Okay. So that's a big compliment. Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Justin Ødfel, I'm sure you'll be getting the all new X-Men omnibus I did not know was recently announced. That is a day went by for me. I will hang on to my oversized my oversized hardcovers, but that must be the Bendis stuff that we were just talking about. Who would be a good character for Jez to cosplay? Okay, here's where I can show you what Bunk was talking about.
I'm so excited.
First, I have to set it up. This was back in like 2018, I feel like, and on Omni Bros. This is when we had a Facebook group, not Omni Bros, but Riley had a Facebook group that was about collected editions that was really popular. There was like 5,000 members, hundreds of new messages every day, all kinds of. It was very busy and popular, and so there's this site, Comic Books for Kids, that puts comic books into the hands of children in hospitals, and they reached out to us to Omnibros to try and raise funds for them, and we said, okay, if we put this in on the Omnibros channel and in the Facebook group, we said if we hit $800, Lou will dress up as Harley Quinn, and I will dress up as Wonder Woman. So I shaved my beard. This was 5 years ago. I shaved my beard, had my wife do my makeup, and this is what I looked like.
Oh my god, I adore this so much. You fully committed. Wait.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah,
I love that you like fully like you're like full send. I'm doing Wonder Woman. Let's go. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I don't shave my my beard for anything really, and I said, well, you can't be wearing a beard, so I got to shave it, and you got to make me up. The only thing I wish was that I smiled more, but I was trying to look like really powerful Wonder Woman.
I love that, unironically.
Thank you. Where is the oddest place you have found yourself in full costume? The oddest place, like a McDonald's?
I went bar hopping in full armor last weekend. I don't.
Costume?
Yeah, my friend wanted to do Knights of the Round Table for his 30th birthday, so we all wore our full metal armor. That was wild to be in like a normal bar. I went to a pizzeria beforehand, so I mean, honestly, like restaurants aren't even weird because I feel like I'm always like having a post-con meal in full cosplay. I'm trying to think of like weird.
I like that you went bar hopping in full armor. That's cool.
It is really fun.
And the people must go crazy and just want to pay attention to you and say, oh, this is such a great idea. How fun for you guys.
It was cool too because we had like 5 or 6 of us in like full kit. So it was really cool. I'm trying to think of like weird places though. I don't know. I'm so desensitized because I just shoot in cities or like parks so much that I'm like, what is a weird place to be in full costume?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I've been on the subway, I've been on public transit in full costume.
That's cool.
Like I
yeah.
I travel a lot, so like I'm just weird places in costume. So
yeah, I know when there's that over at the Gaylord, there's that Otaku Con, and
yeah.
I always see people in Old Town Alexandria that have just come back from it, and they're walking around in full costume, and I go, oh, that's right, Otaku Con's over there, and they don't care, and they shouldn't. They're having fun and wearing it proudly.
It's always so funny when you can tell a con's in town because it'll be like blocks away and you still just see people in full costume.
Yeah. Okay, I think we covered this one, Logan. Aside from not touching without consent, no pictures. Don't be busting on anybody for wearing a red Starfleet uniform like I did. Darth Twinkie. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of anything like major, but I think most of it's just like normal etiquette. Like treat them how you would treat a normal person at a con.
Yeah.
Like, not every cosplayer is like, I don't want to say celebrity, but like not every cosplayer is like a guest at the event, right? Not every single cosplayer is there to like perform for you guys. Um, most cosplayers at a con are just attendees, and even then, the guests are not necessarily there to like entertain people. Sometimes they're literally working tables or like panels. But I think just treating cosplayers like they're people is the big one.
Yeah. How many times do you reuse a costume? I imagine that they require too much time, money, and effort to wear only once.
I'm trying to be better about it because there for a while I felt the pressure of constantly having to have a full new lineup every event because I was like, well, this is what people expect. Like I have to have new. But I've gotten a lot better about wearing costumes again, especially characters I really enjoy. Like I probably wore Aerith too much last year, but I just really liked it and the new game came out, so it felt right. But I do definitely try to rewear them a handful of times, and then I usually try to like lend them to friends if friends want to wear them. So I'll be like, hey, I don't think I'm wearing this anytime soon. Do you want it, or like, do you want to wear it? Like, I gave my best friend my Vi costume because I wore it like twice, and I was like, I don't think I look good as Vi, so you can have it, and I'll do a different character. And sometimes you just don't vibe with a costume like that, but I always try and at least make sure it's getting used somewhere.
Yeah.
So, because you put a lot of work into those.
Oh, here's Warren. What up, Warren? Good to see you.
Hello.
Oh, no, Lars is not here. I was just saying that was very funny of him getting you all to sign the omnibus. No, Lars is not here. I I have been trying to get him to come on. I'd like Curtis and Lars to appear together.
Oh, they would be a trip.
Yeah. Have you been reading the amazing ongoing Storm? I've heard a lot of good things about that comic book.
I have actually. I've been really behind on comics, but I have been picking that one. I haven't read the newest one with the panel that everyone's freaking out about. I haven't read that one yet, but I have been reading it, and I really like what they're doing with it so far. I feel like X-Men is slowly getting like kind of more interesting again because I just got really burnt out. But I've really loved the art. Like Wernick is just killing it. I'm obsessed with every panel. I love how he's drawing Storm's hair. It's insane. It looks so good. And the writing really gets her. I enjoy it. It's been good.
That's good. Good to know. William Lee, what convention is the best for cosplay experience? Can you single one out? Or would you risk alienating other ones?
It depends on what you want your cosplay experience to be. I would say like there's the big three. Like I'm not going to mention uncanny because that's like its own thing. But like I would consider like the big three. You have AX, which is the best convention for like networking or like meeting industry in costume. Like if you want to go up to like an animation studio or like Crunchyroll or like XYZ in a costume or like interact with like crazy like big cosplayers, like AX is like your networking hub for like, wow, I did that and I got to like do XYZ. KatsuCon slash probably MagFest, but MagFest doesn't have as many photographers going yet. But KatsuCon for sure is probably the best for like armor and shooting your costumes. Katsu has an insane amount of professional photographers that go, and the venue is beautiful. You have the harbor, you have like a marble atrium. It's all natural lighting. You can get photos there that like do not look like convention center photos, and it has kind of become a cosplay con more than an anime con. Like I think people go there to cosplay and like take photos more than they go for like the programming at this point. And I think most KatsuCon goers.
Did I misspeak? Is that the one at the Gaylord?
They have like 3 or 4. So
okay. Is KatsuCon there?
It's there's KatsuCon, there's MagFest, and there's like 2 or 3 others, I think. And Katsu's like the big like photo convention, really.
And it's at the Gaylord in Maryland? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That one is if you want like really professional photos or like really pretty photos or just like a con that is like cosplay. that one. If you don't care about getting photos or like crazy armor builds, or even if you do care about crazy armor builds but aren't as big on like photos, DragonCon. DragonCon is like 5 days of people partying and hanging out from like sun up till way after sundown in like full costumes, and like people are doing like crazy deep cuts and puns. Like people did a big cosplay group from like Three's Company last year. Like that's, if you want to like bring out the weird costumes that like one person will like freak out about, like DragonCon. So those are like the big three for three different reasons, depending on what you want out of your cosplay experience. But DragonCon's feral.
Feral.
It's its own thing. Like,
thank you. Yeah, we did raise. Thank you. We did raise $800, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can raise more money for that charity. It's a really good charity. No, she does not have any Wonder Woman competition. If she wants to be Wonder Woman, it'll look a lot better than mine. Just, but that's terrifying. Yeah, I get it. Why don't we, let's see, what time is it? Okay, I'm reasonably caught up. Why don't I take a chance and not take a chance, take a, I don't know what I was trying to say. Why don't I move on to the, excuse me, the pics that you sent me.
yeah.
And let's see.
It's kind of like a mix of everything. So
yeah, these are really good. Okay, so this is, oh wait, let me get rid of the thumbnails. No, hide sidebar. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so here you are. This is from League of Legends.
Yeah, this was actually really cool. We had like 10 or something of us all go to this old west town to shoot this. So it was really, really cool to get to like go to California in this like old west little town and shoot cowboys essentially. I made this build in a crazy small amount of time, but I am really proud of how it turned out.
Now, what do you have on in your eyes there? Are those just colored contacts or?
Those ones are colored contacts.
Okay.
They're not like full eye, but they're like,
You get the effect. I mean, you can see that you've got red eyes, which is really cool.
They're like little cat eyes too, so they're like the slit. It's really neat.
Let's see if I can. There we go. Ad eyes.
But yeah, this was a really really cool group. I need to bring her back out at some point.
Yeah. What? There we go. Okay.
This is Sypha. I love Sypha.
I think you mentioned her earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What is
probably,
Sypha?
Yeah, sorry. This one's from Castlevania. The Netflix show specifically. She's in the games, but not this outfit. But I adore this costume. It's so comfy, and I don't know. I feel like I fit her very well, and it's very just easy to wear, and I adore it.
And this is the one that's like pajamas.
Yeah, it's pretty much pajamas. It's like a skirt and leggings and that little roby thing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, is this I want to say Raven, but oh, okay, good. Yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
okay.
I borrowed my friend's Raven cosplay for SDCC this year because I wanted something new, but I didn't have time to make anything. And it was super fun because I had never I wanted to cosplay her, I've just not gotten around to it. So it was fun getting to borrow it and just play around with the makeup.
Yeah, and I noticed that you're really good at posing, obviously. Is that something that you picked up on early, or have you gotten better at it? But your poses are really cool.
Thank you. I feel like I've gotten significantly better at it, but it's something that I have always been complimented on by photographers. when I first started out. So I think I've always just kind of, I don't know if it's because like I'm an artist, so like I know how I want to draw people in a pose, but like
Hmm.
I feel like I tend to gravitate towards like doing decently dynamic poses. Like it's something I've just kind of been good at, so I'm fortunate for that. But yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
this is Ren
And
Fair.
Ren Fair. Okay, let's see if we can get. There we go.
Yeah, this one was a Georgia Ren Fair, I believe. I went down in the spring for their Ren Fair. It was really cool. But this is one of my Ren Fair looks. It was fun because I got to use like my real hair and then clip in a bunch of extra stuff. So that was really fun.
And how many people generally go with you? Like 5 or 6 other friends go with you to Ren fairs?
Yeah, usually like we have a pretty big group of friends that go, but I think this time we had at least like 5, 6 people with us, just all running around. It was really
Mm-hmm.
fun.
I
That's
love this.
I. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
I was just going to say, I love this picture.
Thank you. My best friend actually took this photo. Um, this is my full metal armor. We went hiking to get photos in the woods, and I really like how this one turned out.
How did you get that effect? That's so cool.
I don't know how she edited it. I know it's some kind of overlay, but like the
Okay.
highlight on the hair fits it so well, and it's just
Yeah, that's really cool. So, wait, you went hiking, then put on your costume?
I went hiking in 70 pounds of metal.
What?
Like
Okay.
my chainmail's like 50 pounds, and then my breastplate's like 20, and my shoulders are like that.
Wow. Well,
This
it's a good,
is heavy. It's very heavy.
yeah.
I need lighter armor, but my metal stuff is it's a commitment.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, this is now is
This
this
is oh sorry.
go ahead. No, you tell me.
I was gonna say this is like I feel like this is one of the ones that got me really big in the X-Men cosplay community specifically, because my friend Pat that did this, Pat specializes in doing composites and comic book recreations like this. Um, and I cosplayed Maddie first. I cosplayed Maddie back in like 2017, but
Okay.
then around like 2018 or 2019 when we shot this, I had recently gotten the X Factor jean suit, and I realized then that I was like, oh wait, I have both of these now. I have two of these. So we actually set up in my hotel room in Dragon because like I didn't want to wear this at the con. Um, we set up a studio in like the living room of my suite, and we shot both of these, and he did an incredible job like laying it out, like guiding me to like be in the exact pose and everything, and we did such a I'm really proud of this as far as the recreation goes.
Yeah.
And we've done a couple. I've done like I think I did another cover from Inferno, and then I've also done uh, a Bendis Emma cover with him, and then I've done a Kitty Pryde recreation. But there for a while in like 2018, I was doing a lot of comic book cover recreations, and this one I feel like is one of the better ones we did.
This is so awesome. I love that you're able to be both characters. It looks so amazing.
Thank
And
you.
the cape is so well spread out.
I don't know how he did that because I know like the cape he painted in, and I do not know how he did that.
Oh, he
It
did.
is he did incredible work. I mean, incredible work, really.
Wow. Yeah. This is a work of art. Yeah. That's really notice. Oh, okay. He's got his signature down here down
Hmm.
at the bottom right. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to see like crazy good comic book composites, like Pat does phenomenal work, genuinely. I didn't crop that. I'm so sorry.
I put that in and I thought, oh, I should probably crop this. And then I thought, okay, I'll do it in a sec. And I forgot.
I had a couple of that one saved, and I think I sent you the uncropped one. My bad. But this is Aerith. This is one of my favorite shots of Aerith that I've ever done. My friend styled the wig for me, and they did an incredible job with it. It's just, I mean, so incredibly talented to
There,
get the
we
bangs
cropped
like
it. We cropped it ourselves.
Yeah.
Now we can look at your hair there. So that's a wig your friend gave you?
Yeah, I commissioned my friend to style the bangs. Because Aerith has very specific bangs. So I commissioned a friend and knocked it out of the park. But I love this costume. It got some mileage this year, so I actually just got the wig restyled for 2025 because it was starting to show some wear.
Dragon Con, okay.
Callisto, my love.
Callisto, one of the Morlocks.
This one was real niche. We talked about Dragon Con earlier and how it's really good for like niche costumes. Like I feel like if I wore this anywhere else, no one would care. But I wore this to Dragon Con for the X-Men meetup, and it was so fun, and people were so just excited to see a Callisto there, because I was the only one. This group shoot, I think like probably over 100 people showed up. So if you ever want to just bust out a weird character, it's so fun for big meetups like that, because like people are so excited to see something that they weren't expecting to. And Callisto was that. I need an excuse to wear her again, because she's fun.
And how hard was it to wear that eye patch?
It was a lot. I'll be real. Like, I had it flipped up, I feel like, a decent bit of the time, and then I would, like, flip it down for photos. I know some people, like, are better at handling that than me, but, like, it kind of gave me a headache, so I just had it, like, flipped up.
Yeah, you lose all depth perception and stuff.
I didn't have makeup on both eyes, so I just looked absolutely crazy, but...
Okay, let's see. Oh, this looks great.
Thank you. This one we shot, I think, downtown Pittsburgh. So this is just like in the city. But this was a lot of fun. I actually did Pirate Kitty first. And then I realized, oh, you know what? I could probably just take the pirate accessories off and shoot normal Kitty sometime. So I ended up doing this. But I did the like black eye Pirate Kitty.
Oh, okay.
Before I made this suit. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, see, it's important how your hands are and everything. They're really perfect poses there with just your hands.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot.
Because that really helps sell the pic.
Gotta make it look like I'm like phasing through something, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and that's is that you? That's you as Rogue?
That's me as Rogue. This photo's from like 2018, I think. It's also actually my hair. I did this costume because I bleached my bangs.
Oh. This is all your hair. Wow.
So that's my hair back in like 2018. It was a little blonder, so I think I photoshopped it more silver, but that was my real hair for a while there. But yeah, that's an old one. But I was digging through and I'm like, well, I have to include Rogue.
Yeah. That's a great one. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Oh, this is the one that's so amazing. As Mystique.
I really love how this one turned out.
I can see why. And all that blue body paint, that must have taken forever.
So, fun fact is, the Kitty Pryde the Rogue, and this were actually all shot on the same day. And I think one other, oh, Starfire. All of those were shot on the same day, actually. I booked a photographer for the whole day. So this and Starfire are actually not body paint. Whenever I wear them to conventions, I body paint, but this was actually done in post, so that way I was able to just do mild tweaks to my makeup and keep going, because we shot like 6 or 7 cosplays that day.
Okay. But
so this one is done in post. He did a phenomenal job with like the highlights and stuff, making it look believable. I mean, incredible. Like, even my She-Hulk, if I try to like photo it, I don't know. This just looks clean.
yeah, this is really great. So if you did cosplay as her, though, you would have to full on body paint, and that's a lot of
like when
effort.
I've worn this. Yeah, when I've worn this at cons, I've done full body paint for it. It's just this photo specifically is not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
I do really like this one.
Yeah, it doesn't lessen the effect or the fact that it's a really cool pic. It's still really boss.
Thank you.
And now, where are these boots from? Or
So those are actually boot covers I made that are just over normal high heels. And then it's just
cool.
fabric that slides over them to give that like seamless look.
Now that's inventive. See, there's those hands again. Perfect. And it's really shiny.
Yeah, no, like my friends tease me a lot because I did Jean Grey for years. So many. I've done like 13 or so different Jean Grey costumes. So like I've got my like psychic poses on lock to the point where like my friends tease me if I'm not doing a psychic and they're like, you can't do it. And I'm like, I know, what do I do with my hands? I'm like, I'm so used to it. But I do really like my Jean poses. I used to have them like really locked down.
And now, is that your hair?
This one is a wig.
Okay.
Because I wanted like that comic book bright orange.
Yeah.
Because this suit is like cell shaded, so it's very like fake comic booky looking. So I wanted hair that was way brighter than my red hair at the time.
Right. Okay. This is Starfire.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop. And is it the same effect with the boots?
Yeah, this one is this one I actually like. It's partially in and out of the shoe, but it is like fabric and shoe hybrid. But this was shot the same day as like Mystique and stuff, so this is technically also not body paint, but like every other shoot I've done Starfire besides this one has been body paint.
Oh, because she's a little orangey.
Yeah.
That's right.
But these are those contacts I can't see out of. You can see it changes the whites in my eyes also to green. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't even see out of those, huh? Wow.
They're really cool. But
yeah.
I love Starfire though. I need to wear her again. It's just so much body paint. So much. She takes me like 3 hours to get into. Like, at least Mystique is just arms and legs. But with her, like, I have the circles, and then I also have my entire stomach, and like way more of my leg. And she takes like 3+ hours to get into.
Oh,
and a friend usually to paint my back. So
yeah, I can see how you'd need somebody to help you. Yeah, I Mindfall Media. So what is that?
That's the photographer who shot this.
Okay. That's a Hellfire Club shot?
We actually shot this in the lobby of my hotel. I was a guest at a con in I think Virginia, and one of the con heads is my friend who is Mindfall Media. And there was like this really cool fireplace, and he's like, we had a magic as well. So there's some photos from the shoot with me and a magic. But we had to get some shots of the fireplace because we were like, it's so perfect. And he did some like really cool moody lighting so that we can't really see a lot of like the hotel happening.
Mm-hmm.
But we shot these like after a full day of convention, so I'm very glad that they turned out good and I don't look tired because the location is just so cool.
Yeah, that's Emma. You got her hair perfect. Everything's perfect there.
Thank you. This is like, I'm biased. I think that's one of her coolest suits, and I know it's so different than her usual, but
Yeah.
it's so cool. I had to include more Jean. I feel like there's so many Jean, but I've done so many. I was like, I have to put her in.
Yeah, it's fine. It looks great.
But
It looks like
I love
teenage
doing
Jean.
retro costumes.
Yeah. And where was this? In like the back of a school or something?
This was like behind a convention center
Oh,
in
okay.
Pennsylvania somewhere.
It's
A lot of these are like either like destinations or literally like where's the closest nice looking spot outside of a convention.
yeah.
So I think this is the back of the convention center.
It's a cool spot that you found.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my girl. Look at that blade.
This is my first X-Men cosplay I ever did, actually.
Oh, wow.
I think this is the oldest of all the pictures I sent. This one is from 2016, I believe. But yeah, no, this was the costume that got me into X-Men stuff. My friends cosplayed Kitty Pryde for years and was like, you would like magic, and got me into reading magic comics and helped me make this costume so we could do Kitty and magic together. And this is the costume that got me in on doing superhero stuff.
The blade is so cool, and I love everything else that's the lighting's really cool. The reflection that's played up, really nice. I like the composition of it.
Thank you. The photographer genuinely did such a cool job with backlighting the sword, because like it has lights in it, but like that is like camera equipment behind it to like really light it up, and it looks so cool.
It has lights in it?
Yeah.
I want one.
I don't know how my friend lit it for me because I don't do electricity stuff, but yeah, like the handle, I have like a little switch. I need to change the batteries, but I have like a little switch to toggle lights on.
And I think that's the last one. Yeah. Okay. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Very awesome. Let's see. And both here's Kane. In both anime, NYC and New York Comic Con, you will see full-on cosplay at restaurants. In some places, it got so bad restaurants had to ban cosplay.
Oh my gosh.
I guess if they're carting in big Herkin swords from, your magic cosplay, I can see that. I've always, whenever I wander into a con and I see like weapons check where you're supposed to check all your swords and stuff, and that's just seems so interesting to me.
Oh, and sometimes they'll like weapons check the weirdest props that you're like, this really isn't, but all right.
Yeah. Ødfel, which cosplayers influenced you? Did any cosplayers influence you early on?
Yeah, I would say like really big ones for me were like Jessica Negri, obviously, she's a Titan. But I really, really looked up to like Kamui cosplay and Narga Lifestream and Bindi Smalls. Those were three like really good craftsmen that were just incredible. I follow so many amazing cosplayers that are just inspiration. Like even now, like there's a creator called Mads5 that does like insane armor builds. But I was definitely influenced before I even started cosplaying by like the redesign styles. Like I think Gladys Key did a bunch of redesigns too, but Jessica really had a way early on taking a character and turning it into something completely her own.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you don't see a lot of original design cosplays anymore, but in like 2012 to 2017, like that was the thing. And I had a bunch of like original design costumes back then, and she was a huge inspiration.
Mm. Wow, this is a question that I don't even understand. So you're going to have to. Any plan to read more of the Locked Tomb books this year? Harrow the Ninth and Nona the Ninth.
I need to keep reading them. I need to keep reading them. My friend is killing me because they're like her favorite book series. She's the Harrow that I shoot with when I do Gideon. She made me cosplay Gideon before I even read the books. So I read the first one. It was good. I am hoping to get a short wig so I can bring Gideon back. So maybe sometime this year I'll read it, and or we'll shoot some more Locked Tomb stuff because her Harrow Hawk is really good.
Ødfel, with you having cosplayed as Aerith, what were some of the best Tifa, Sephiroth, or Cloud cosplays you've seen?
Oh, that's so hard because I've worked with so many like incredible Final Fantasy people. I had a lot of fun. I didn't have Aerith with me at the time, but I had a lot of fun helping shoot Tifa with Stella Chu because we did the Nibelheim quest line for the like Final Fantasy. We did like a funny Nibelheim video. And getting to shoot that on location was great. And she's a phenomenal Tifa, a phenomenal Yuffie. Go look at Stella Chu. Sephiroth and Cloud, my friend Jack does an incredible. He just has a Square Enix face. But Jack Rufu does an incredible Cloud. There's so many good Zack cosplayers, I can't name them all. But one of my friends, I think his name is just Zack Cosplay. Very great. But yeah, there's so many amazing Final Fantasy people.
Let's see. Would you like to parlay the skills you've learned cosplaying into a career in TV and film, either in costume design or as an actor?
I really wanted to at one point. Like when I was in college, I took classes on like SFX makeup and like weathering and prop building. But I feel like at this point, my skill set has diverged so much from what is necessarily like used in TV and movies that I would have to relearn again. And more than likely, they're hiring people fresh out of school for majoring in those things, which I also didn't do. So like never say never. It would definitely be cool, but I think as far as like doing something like a Weta workshop or something, I think that is kind of past my skill level. Acting would be fun. I've done some small projects here and there for like college films, but I don't know if I would ever like put all my eggs in trying to be like an actor. But it would be cool if the opportunity ever arose. I would gladly do either.
Okay. Richard, Jess, and Ødfel, if Kevin Feige and James Gunn called you both to play a character in the MCU and DCU respectively, who would you want to be? Why is he calling me? I can only be like Pa Kent for Superman. Pa Kent for Superman, and I can't even be Nick. I can't be Nick Fury. I guess it could be Nick Fury. The original Nick Fury, he had gray hair. Boy, I don't know that there's that much big of a market for me, Richard.
That's such a difficult question. Do
you have any Supergirl cosplay going on? That'd be good. I think That'd be good.
I've done Power Girl and I've done Supergirl.
Oh, cool.
See, like, I would love to do Starfire, but she's 6'4" and not built like me. Maybe like a Black Canary or a Huntress for DC.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, I would love to do Jean, but there's no way. And then Magic would be great.
Ooh.
I would love to do Magic. I
Yeah.
just love Magic.
Same. I haven't seen, and I need to. Did you just do something last week? Map My Magic omnibus?
Yeah, we did. That's why I've got my sword up here still. I had it in the background for that video, but we did Map My Magic. It was really fun.
I need to watch
agreed
that.
Way more. It was fun. We agreed way more than I thought we would, honestly.
Good. Well, that would help me figure out a good reading order too for the stuff that I have.
Oh, Peter has like a whole chronology. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. He arranged, we took 3 videos. I have a video with Peter and Freddie every second Tuesday of the month. And the first 3 episodes, he chronologically arranged all my X-Men books. It took 3 videos, like 2.5 hours each, because they were all jumbled up. I had just been collecting them and reading them, collecting them and reading them. And those were really popular videos that had some of the highest viewership I've ever had of just Peter. So, and he knows everything. He knew.
Oh, like he just has that info, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's like his mutant power. He just knew all the storylines and the writers and the characters, and I have before and after pictures of it, and it's really impressive what he was able to do. Nice Raven. Awesome Raven. Have you watched the Ren Fair documentary?
I have not. Some of my friends had some harsh words to say about it, so I don't know if it's good or not. But I haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
What is it? Is it?
I think I want to say it's Netflix or HBO Max did like a documentary on like people who live and work at Ren fairs. But I've heard it's some people think it paints people in a bad light. Some people are like, no. So I haven't seen it to really make my own opinion on it, but I've heard very, very mixed things on it.
Yeah. I can see how something like that could be condescending. Have you cosplayed as anybody from The Witcher?
I have. I have done 3 Witcher cosplays. I've done Sylvia Anna or Sylviana, whichever, from Blood and Wine. I've done Triss Marigold, and I've done Yennefer also. I borrowed my friend's Yennefer, so I've only done that once. But the other 2 I've done quite a bit. And I did like a Playboy Bunny Triss for the big bunny party at DragonCon this year. So somewhere there's like photos of that version too, because every Thursday they have like a huge like bunny party. So
here's some reactions from some of the pics we were showing. Wow. Whoa. That's awesome. Great capture. Damn, hiking in 20 pounds of metal. Yeah. 70 pounds of metal. Yeah, not 20. Whoa. Oh, and here's the photographer's IG. Thank you, James.
Incredible work.
Yeah, that Jean Madeline cosplay photo is goated. Yeah, I can see why.
It was so funny when X-Men 97 came out because I cosplayed Maddie so long ago. And everyone was like asking me in my comments, when are you going to cosplay Goblin Queen? When are you going to cosplay Goblin Queen? I'm like, guys, I did. And I reshared some photos and some people were like, oh, this is cool. What is it? And I'm like, guys, this is Goblin Queen. I was like, this is what you want. I
Yeah.
ended up making the X-Men 97 version also because I like that outfit. But it was so silly. I had a fun time navigating that. It was really silly.
Oh, here's Johnny from Finland. Welcome to see you. Good to see you, Johnny. Welcome. Can you show the wig? Is it just the bangs? I don't know that she can access the wig.
Which one?
I think it was the one we didn't crop. Was it Aerith? Because she has special bangs?
Oh, yeah. I could go get the wig if people really really want to. If you do, let me know in the comments. I can go grab it. But it's a full wig. Um, it's like the ponytail and everything. But my friend just styled the bangs. The rest is just putting it up. But I paid to have the bangs actually be like
Oh,
that.
okay. Here's Pity Ma. Good to see you, Pity Ma. Ødfel, these pics are so beautiful. Do you make calendars? If not, you should. So beautiful.
I really wanted to for my 10 years of cosplay. My end of the year got really hectic. So I didn't have time to plan for it. So I might experience my 10th year of cosplay and then in 2026 do a 10 years of cosplay calendar. But I have thought about it because I think it'd be really cool.
That would be cool. Do you enter the cosplay contests at cons?
I haven't really. I'm always kind of, I don't know. I feel like I am a decent craftsman, but not necessarily a like skilled craftsman in the way that I would need to be for like upper level competition. And I feel like I've been cosplaying so long that I wouldn't be able to be a novice anymore, even though I've never competed. So I've just kind of psyched myself out of doing it. I judge cosplay competitions because I know what things should look like, but I've never competed in one because I just my tailoring. It really comes down to tailoring. My tailoring is not up to snuff. I feel like my prop work and my painting and all of that is fine, but when it comes to like fine sewing that really wins you those competitions, like that is something I'm still learning.
That's cool. Okay, good. That's good to know. Killer Rogue. That mystique is awesome.
Thank you.
I don't even like Jean Grey, and you make her look great.
Thank you.
You are incredibly talented, Ødfel. All of these are fire. Nice. Oh, and here's Mindfall Media IG. Thank you, James. Just tuned in and whoa, Ødfel, that's right. I bring you all the good guests, man. Behind a mutant school.
No, really.
She
I
doesn't
would have brought ones from Uncanny, but I don't have any pictures back from that yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, from the experience? Uncanny
yeah, otherwise
experience?
I'd share some of the cool building. Or Maddie, but like the cool building.
Yeah. Old X Factor. What is that magic blade made out of?
It is plexiglass. Here, I can pull it up since it's up here. Oh.
Oh.
I have the batteries out of it, so it doesn't light up right now. But it is plexi, so it's like, if I wobble it, it's like kind of flexible. Not like overly, but like a little bit of flex.
Yeah.
But it's like thick plexi, and then this is painter's tape, I think. Well, no,
Oh, wow.
Line. So I don't know what my friend put on this to cut the lines. But my friend's dad worked at a place that could cut plexi, so he cut it out for me and then helped me run the lights. But this is like one of my first props back in like 2016. Like there's the battery pack.
That is a really cool prop.
Thank you. It has seen so many years and it's still held up, so.
Yeah. Oh, I like your Captain Marvel chair.
Oh, thank you.
I just noticed it. Harvey, she doesn't understand any of these questions. These are questions for me. Took a moment to Google Ødfel and was excited to see there's at least one DC character in the mix, a killer Supergirl. I just asked her about that. She also Uh, did okay, wait. You did Starfire and Raven.
I've
That
done a ton of DC costumes. I could rattle them off if you so choose, but
I
I've done a
choose.
lot.
Go for it.
I've done Black Canary, I've done Huntress, I've done, let's see, Raven, Starfire, Supergirl, Power Girl, Mira.
Mm.
There's more. Oh God, I'm trying to think. Supergirl, Power Girl, Mira, Batwoman,
Oh yeah, the one you
Poison
couldn't see
Ivy.
through.
Yeah, Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Harley
Oh.
Quinn way back in the day, and we don't talk about it because it's bad.
Oh. Okay.
It was one of my first sewing projects, and it doesn't look good. But yeah, no, I've done like 3 or 4 versions of Poison Ivy. Like, I've done a lot of DC costumes. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting one. Oh, I've done Terra from Teen Titans.
Mm. Yeah, no, I was just mentioning how it's interesting that I see you have to have weapons check at a con where you have to bring your giant hammers and stuff like that.
It is nice so people aren't sneaking stuff in, but sometimes they check the silliest things.
Hmm. I guess I could be Odin in the MCU. Oh, Old Man Logan. I'll take that, Old Man Logan. I think he's badass. Yeah, I accept.
That would be pretty rad, I'm not gonna lie.
If money and time were no object, what costume or prop would you like to make? Unlimited money, unlimited time, all the fabric in the world.
Hmm.
We can
That's
come back
so
to that
tricky.
one.
Yeah. I would say, at least the first one that comes off the top of my head is I would love to do um, a same as cosplay from Metroid that actually like lit up and maybe had smoke packs in it, so that way I could have the arm cannon like
Oh,
smoke.
that would be cool.
Yeah. I would love to do like a full, like how people do the Iron Man suits and it's like programmed.
Yeah.
That would be one where if I just had endless budget, absolutely. Metroid.
Yeah. The Map My Ex episode of Magic was the least aggressive episode. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, we all just agreed and I didn't have to like fight. Fought a little bit, but
yeah, I need to see that because I need to know what I need to have if I don't already have everything. I need my own magic read through is what I need.
and she appears in so many books.
Yeah, that's probably one of my few quibbles so far with the Krakoa era. I'm almost done with it, but I feel like there just wasn't enough magic in it.
Yeah.
There was lots of good Emma and Kitty Pryde and everybody else, but I felt like there just wasn't enough magic.
And it kind of made her a dumb jock, which has like never really been her MO before.
Yeah, like the head of security.
Yeah. And like some of like I don't know, they just kind of made her kind of like I don't know. I wasn't huge on Krakoa era magic.
Yeah. No, same. The Ren Fair doc definitely doesn't paint the main characters in a good light, but it's specific to them and not about the general Ren Fair concept. It's honestly way better than I ever expected. Okay.
I'll have to check it out at some point.
Yes, Javier, she's seen it. I missed when Raven was shown here, but I believe I came across it online. Looked impressive. It is impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to actually shoot it at some point. I just wore it to SDCC. So there's like very sparse photos of me, but yeah, it was really fun.
Everybody thinks you should be the live action Aerith.
I love Aaron. Thank you so
I think
much.
that's awesome. Don't make her do this. I'm only putting this up because it's funny. Mark can't hurt you.
I'm not getting in the middle of this squabble.
No, I wouldn't. I don't want to either. Um, she did address uh, the sponsorship of cons, but I don't know if she addressed if they ask you to come as a certain character. That's a good question.
So it depends on the event. Most cons will just pay for your travel and you just show up in where you want within reason. Some will be like, we're family friendly cons, so like PG-13 costumes, and some are just like literally wear whatever you want. But I have had certain conventions, like Uncanny Experience again is its own outlier. But I had one in like Roswell that was specific to hitchhikers. So they actually also paid me to commission a cosplay, and I made a costume specifically for that event, and then also was flown out. That one was really cool. Uh, I've had certain ones be like, "Hey, like this is our event. We'd love if you could at least bring like this one of the days," and it's like one I already own, and I'll like bring it out. But usually it's just like they cover hotel and like food.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like far away, like plane ticket. But yeah, they're not usually super bossy on it. Unless it's like a very niche event, I feel like.
Yeah. Have you played any of the Horizon Zero Dawn games? This is the Aloy question.
I played like the first couple hours of it. I didn't really click with the gameplay, but I want to give it another shot because I really liked the world building, and I think Aloy has a really cool design. I just didn't get very far.
That's one I played with my daughter. We played the first one, and then we got about 30% of the way through the second one. And something happened to take her focus off it because she and I would play together Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. I should go back and finish it myself. Aloy's got a really cool character, really cool backstory. She's a complete badass. I really like her.
The armor is really cool too. Like one of my friends cosplays her, and like all the little pieces and like the danglies, and like it's really complex and really beautiful.
Yeah, my daughter's way better. Like we'll enter a fight, and I'll just hand the controller to my daughter because she can say, "Okay, we need this costume, we need this weapon," and then she'll just give it back to me. I'm like, "How did you even find all that stuff?" And then I can go into battle completely armored up with all the right weapons. So it's perfect to play with her.
I
Hi,
love
Brett.
that.
Have you done any cosplay from Mortal Kombat or other fighting games, or any cosplay of any anime characters?
I'm trying to think if I've done any fighting game stuff. I don't think I technically have. I don't know. I've done Xena. It's not really a fighting game,
Oh,
but
that's cool.
I really like my Xena cosplay. Anime, I've done a ton of. I've done Holo from Spice Wolf. I've done Sailor Neptune. I've done Asuna. I did something from Ruby. I'm trying to think. I've done Misa from Death Note. Done a handful of anime ones. It's less often for me, but I do cosplay anime on occasion.
James, Heroes Con doesn't have any cosplay. I was there 2 years ago, and I I think that her talents would be wasted there. It's more about getting autographs and seeing creators there at Heroes Con. I mean, there were a couple of cosplayers, but certainly nobody as well known as Ødfel. I think
Where is that one?
um, I think it's in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hmm.
Um, it's mostly creators. It's almost all creators. So you can go there and get autographs and talk to the people and stuff. And there's panels, but there was I don't remember more than maybe one or two cosplayers even being there,
That's
which
fair.
actually was disappointing. But I also got the feeling it was a creator con.
Yeah. No, it's weird how like sometimes cons will be like only cosplay and sometimes it's like a ghost town. Like I was surprised how little cosplay I saw at SDCC because I brought like 4 or 5 costumes and my friend was like, "You probably don't want to cosplay." And like the first 2 days I didn't cosplay at all and I was kind of glad I didn't because
This is
like
San Diego?
yeah,
Really?
it was like I would say like 30% of people were cosplaying, maybe less.
Hmm.
It was mostly like I was glad that the first 2 days I just like enjoyed all of the I forget what they're called, like the interaction things. I can't think of what they're called. But I was glad I just got to do all of the little like brand interactable things in like comfy clothes. Because yeah, there weren't very many photographers, and there really wasn't any cosplay.
Hmm. At San Diego, I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just because it was a heat wave this past year, but I was very very surprised.
Huh. Okay. Hey, Kenny, how's it going? Good to see you here. Have you done any shows in Canada?
I would like to. I haven't yet. I want to try and apply to some Canadian cons because I have a lot of friends up there, and I would love to actually get to like go and work and see friends. But I haven't yet. I've never been to Canada, so
I haven't either. So, if people want to find you, what's the next con you know for sure that you're going to? What's first up for you this year?
so I will be at C2E2 in early April. I don't know if I'm going to have any programming yet because they haven't announced that. But I do have a creator badge, so I'll be there for sure. So I'll be around at least Friday, Saturday. I don't know if I'll be there Sunday. And then after that, I'm not sure what my next con is. I'm kind of pulling back a little bit this year just because like last year was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so my next one after that might be Animate Columbus or it might be Uncanny Experience. I'm not sure yet, but definitely make sure to check it out. Oh, I think in May I'll also be at Columbus Fantasy Ball. So
Okay.
if
Here's
you,
C2E2, where there's a near mid condition panel that Ødfel, Lars, uh, Omar, Melanie. Does that sound about right? Am I missing somebody?
I think I don't know who all submitted it this year. I think there's 5 of us. And then I
Hmm.
also submitted a Dragon Age lore panel. So if that gets accepted and you want to
Oh,
hear me talk about Dragon Age history, like, check that out.
cool. Well, you can find all of you can find Oatfill's links down below in my description, and I encourage you to go. I don't go to TikTok, but I do go to Instagram, and and these are the links that you will find. There you go. Blue Sky, I missed on that. I did put TikTok, but she has a remarkable amount of material that and I need to check it myself because I think I missed your Supergirl and Power Girl and all these other DC characters except for Raven and Starfire that I just saw. Um, yeah, I'm gonna need to go check that out. I did post um, the stream and I tagged you in it in Instagram. Um, but yeah, this has been great. We got to know a lot about Ødfel, the cosplayer, and the whole world of cosplay. I've been wanting to talk to you for well, I feel like it's almost 2 years now.
I feel like it, yeah. But thank you for having me. It was really fun just getting to like chat and like I don't know. It was a lot of fun. So thank
Yeah,
you. It was
good.
fun
I'm
hanging
glad
out.
you enjoyed it. Yeah, that's my goal is to just have it be like we're talking to each
Yeah.
other, and these guys just ask you questions that they're interested in the answer for. So go to all her links, and there you'll find, as time goes on, where she's going to be appearing in the future. Sometimes she's on Very Fine Conditions previews and Map My X's and Evergreens and things like that. Depends on her schedule. She's a busy person.
And I will be unnamed character at Uncanny Expo or Experience.
That's
so,
right. She will be at Uncanny Experience, which
for all of
really
you that were,
sounds boss.
Yeah. For all of you who are interested in that, I will be back. I just don't think I'm allowed to say what character I am yet. So.
Right. And here's my Discord. Thank you, James. Thank you all so much for being with us tonight. We've had a lot of fun. And it's been great to know Ødfel. And I will play us out with my theme song. And Ødfel, thank you so much for being on tonight. It's been delightful having you.
Thank you again. It was so much fun.